Welcome to the Huntington Theater Company's podcast series. As part of our season of American Stories, we'll bring you podcasts all year that take you to behind-the-scenes meetings and public events. I'm Charles Hoagland, Literary Associate. For each production here at the Huntington, the first day of rehearsal begins with what we call a meet and greet. The cast, the designers, and the Huntington staff, about 80 people in all, gather for a little food and a few brief remarks. Director Kenny Leon's speech for the meet and greet for Radio Golf 3 years ago is a legend among the staff, so we're inviting you to listen in for Fences. The first voice you're going to hear is Managing Director Michael Masso. The second is Director Kenny Leon.
There are really two very important lines of Huntington history that come together here today. The first is Fences, which in 1985, Peter Altman and the producing director, the artistic head of the Huntington, asked me if we could get the rights to do Fences. So I'm only 25 years late. We're 25 years late because Fences was already heading to Broadway, and Ben Mordecai, who was then the managing director of Yale Rep, said, you know, August has written another play. Would you be interested in that? And so we worked with Yale on the production of Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and started a 23-year relationship with August Wilson. So we're getting around to Fences and delighted to be doing so. And clearly, one of the most important things that the Huntington has ever done is our long 23-year relationship, 22 years, with August as an active participant in this rehearsal hall and sitting at the apron at Pizzeria Uno's and smoking on the sidewalk. And the other, of course, extraordinary line, which converged a few years ago for us, is the Kenny Leon line. This is Kenny's sixth show here. And, starting with this extraordinary production of From the Mississippi Delta. And Kenny has given the Huntington enormous depth, fabulous productions, enormous warmth, and his presence, which is always really remarkable. He makes this a better place when he shows up. It's great to have him here. For Gem of the Ocean, those two things converged, and Kenny both directed our production of Gem of the Ocean and Radio Golf, and I won't say anything more about it except that those two things are deeply embedded in the Huntington's history. Having August, having Kenny, and having him back to fulfill the request 25 years ago that Peter Altman made it for me seems very fitting. So please welcome our friend Kenny Leon.
Wow, where to start? First of all, I want to thank all of you in this circle who are here 365 days and who do the work, who are not reminded enough that what we do is an important thing for this country. Sometimes when we think this country is, excuse my language, it's really fucked up and not going the right direction, we have to remind ourselves, why we do it. And we could be doing a lot of other things, but why we do this? And it is to change people's lives. It is to say something about what's common in all of us. It is to say something about we all want good, healthy families. It's all of that. So I want to thank you for doing it. It's the collaborative nature of what we do. If the country could run on the way we run, really run theaters, wow. We're the key to how people should get along. I just want to thank you for taking careers in theater and doing what we do. Secondly, I've been blessed to be able to do a lot of stuff. So when I decide to do something away from Atlanta, away from True Colors Theater Company, which is my company now, it always has to be important. So when Peter and the gang call about here, I have to say yes. I have to say yes. I choose to be here. I choose to be here because I know it's going to be about the work. And this is not a frivolity in terms of what we do. This is important for the lives of people in the country. And lastly, it's a great thing for me because this was the last place that I saw my friend August Wilson be vibrant, full of energy, smoking a cigarette, hanging out on the corner. I said, yeah, can I talk to you for 15 minutes, man? No, okay. We start talking for 15 minutes. It's 3 hours later. But this was the last place that I saw August. And when we left here, he didn't know that less than a year later, they were going to say that he had 5 months to live. This was the place that I saw August before the last 4 months of his life when we sat on his porch, talked about finishing radio golf. This is where we last saw August before he taught me all those wonderful lessons about life, just sitting on his porch. So I can't walk down that hall without getting filled up, because August used to sit in that room and rewrite a scene, and we run it here, and the actors would learn those new lines, and we go. I mean, this place has that kind of meaning, and it's not just any playwright. I don't want to get long-winded, but it's not. It's not just any playwright. August Wilson is the greatest playwright of the last 50 years from American soils. There's no argument about that. I'll take anyone on for that argument. There's no argument about that. Somebody says, oh, well, he's arguably the best playwright. No. Nobody's written 10 pretty good plays. Pretty good plays. No one has energized regional theater more than August Wilson. No one has energized and diversified commercial theater more than August Wilson. No one has done that. And this past year, we started a thing in the school systems where we take it our high school students, and we let them pick any monologue from any of the 10 plays to talk about America, to talk about diversity, to learn about self-esteem, and they memorize those monologues and work on them. And now we're into 5 cities, and we pick those 3 finalists from each city, and we take them to New York, to the August Wilson Theater, where they share their lives and they compete. And we're talking not just black kids, we're talking about Puerto Rican kids, white kids, girls, boys, and through August Wilson's plays, they learn more about themselves. So nobody else can do that. So it's because of August Wilson that we are here. I've done all of August's plays. All of them. I've acted in some, but I've directed them all. And this play, I've directed more than any other play. I don't know why I've directed this play now 5 times. And every play is different. So actors, I don't want you to do what I do, you know what I mean? But 5 times. Why is that? Why do I do this play 5 times? Why do I come back to Boston to do this play? And I think when you see what these wonderful casts, what this cast does with this play, I think you'll understand why. Because every time it's higher. The standards are higher, and they know it. And I think, you know, from John Beasley to Crystal Fox, not every actor can do August Wilson. It takes a certain technique, a certain skill, a certain understanding, and I am proud to say that we have the best cast in America here to do this production. I will promise you that we will deliver something very magical, very important. It will sell a lot of tickets. In the spirit of August Wilson, our friend, our colleague, our brother, the most important symbol of why we do what we do. I want to say the last line from his play, Gem of the Ocean, it says, so live. And on 3, I would like everyone to say, so live. 1, 2, 3. So live. That was a beautiful moment.
A little flower that blooms in May, a lovely sunset at the end of the day, someone helping a stranger along the way. Whoa, that's heaven to me.
Fences will begin performances on September 11th. Come see us on the web at huntingtontheater.org and look for more installments of our podcast series. Thanks for listening.
That's